I was like, Drake, that's a lawsuit, baby. That's a lawsuit. Because the thing is, Drake is either playing chicken and hoping that they swerve off first, or he's going to be a bulldozer.
Real life. It ain't real life. Just say real life street Starz. You know what time it is.
I know we've been talking Diddy, but there is another case going on right now. I just want to get your quick take on it, maybe a prediction.
All right.
Drake versus UMG. It's
Drake versus who?
UMG. So, the whole Drake saying that, the pedophile, and basically UMG is kind of having to defend the lyrics that Kendrick had versus Drake. And basically it's almost like a First Amendment type of fight. Like, hey man, yeah, he said this, but he's just talking trash. Drake is feeling offended, like it's defamation. I don't know if you've been following it, but if you have, do you have a take? Do you have a prediction?
Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna start following that. I'm gonna start following it. Because the other part is I'm actually a trial lawyer, so I've been in New York doing my own cases.
Gotcha.
And so, I got to pay the 9 to 5 or pay the bills with the 9 to 5. So, but I'll take a look into that one. But I'll tell you that when that was said, I was like, Drake, that's a lawsuit, baby. That's a lawsuit. Because the thing is, Drake is either playing chicken and hoping that they swerve off first, or he's going to be a bulldozer. Because first thing, I think we've all heard the analogy, you can't go into a movie theater and yell fire.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because people can get hurt. That's not your First Amendment right. You can't say something that can cause harm, especially when it's not true. Basically, you have a situation in which Drake is saying those lyrics are yelling fire inside of a movie theater. You said it, it caused me harm. It might have cost me endorsements. We don't know. Similar to what happened with Jay-Z and the attorney out of Houston. They filed the charges. He countersuing based on the fact that, look, dude, you affected my money.
So the big thing they were saying, well, if Drake wins, then what about all the Chicago artists that lost people to the same thing? They saying Tuka's name, or people making fun of dead, making fun of dead people. Can they then sue then too?
No, that's different. That's different. If I'm making fun of someone who is dead, right? Because I saw a video, dude was saying, he was talking, he's like something by a tree. Well, the guy was killed by a tree.
Right, who I smoked or something like that.
And so that's factual. He did die by a tree. He's making a story about it or similar situation. To sit up here and say that someone is a pedophile, bro, that is a serious accusation. Serious accusation. There could be club promoters. I mean, there could be all kinds of things that are happening.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Super Bowl was wild.
Yeah.
And all 100,000 kids screaming?
Yeah, that's a serious thing. And so unless they can find a young woman.
Larry, cut the shit. No nigga in the world thought he was really a pedophile, bro. Come on. You don't think that's a little pussy, though? You being a lawyer, you don't think that's a little pussy, bro?
No.
We didn't heard no Vaseline, hit him up, nigga. We didn't heard worse. You want to die on your birthday? We didn't heard all kind of crazy.
But most of that was true. He did hit his wife up. I'm just saying.
So if it's true, then. It can never be disrespect.
Kendrick better pull out a young girl with some.
He kissed a 17-year-old on stage. That ain't a pedophile.
What about all the stuff that Drake said about him, though?
Hold up. He kissed a 17-year-old on stage.
Yeah, it's documented.
What's the age of consent in that state?
You got a point. Got a point there.
How old was he?
That's a good point.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But how can you sue if you've been talking noise too?
You said my partner had my baby. You said that the kid ain't mine. That's my homies. You said I beat my woman.
He probably do beat his woman. Oh, he has the burden of proof is on him for.
Because I will tell you that if he said those things, and those aren't true, it might be.
This is the other thing. So he, I don't know if you remember the tailor-made freestyle where he AI'd his voice as Tupac, and he told Kendrick, tell him that he asked Tupac. He said, tell him about the young girls. Basically, he invited that, and that's what the judge brought up, saying you told him to bring up him liking young girls. You said that in your own lyrics.
That's a defense. That's a defense. So it's kind of like when you have a trial, even I think in the Sean Combs trial, there was a portion of the trial where I think it was the state that tried to limit the defense's questioning on a certain subject.
Right.
But the catchphrase is you opened the door.
Right.
If you talked about it to me, then I can talk about it to you.
Right.
I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, and he was the first one to do it. Mind you, he taunted him for 2 weeks.
If that's true, then yeah.
And I guess my question is, right, because I watch battle rap. They say I'll kidnap your granny. They say all kind of wild shit. At what point is it just trash talk? Is that not allowed? And I don't know. I just feel like suing for rap lyrics just seems really pussy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Look,
It is.
You have two things here. Number one, every club this man have been to for the last year.
Yeah. I'm sick of that shit.
That's a sick ass.
I'm sick of that.
That was a crazy bar though.
I'd assume.
A minor is a crazy bar.
So that pisses you off, right? So that pisses you off.
He did it to me though.
Right? And so, and then you got a record deal, or you got an executive, or you got a business deal, and somebody says, hey, Drake, keep Drake outside until I get my daughter upstairs. Right?
And Drake's like, bro, what?
What?
Hold on.
Man, I don't really like minors. What are you talking about? Right? But it's that type of perception that has been put out there.
Nah, I would have did it for me is I'd been outside and somebody's just like, hey, minor, and as I walk randomly down the street. Somebody got to die or I need to get paid.
Well, he tried to do the same thing to him.
But you got to remember, this got so bad that Rick Ross got jumped in Toronto.
Right.
Yeah, he did get jumped in Toronto. That's why I would stay if I was Drake. Because apparently he's a king out there or something.
But it limits where it probably limited his money.
For sure. Well, Larry, man, you just a wealth of knowledge, man. We just like to thank you for coming in and just giving us your great insight on these things, man. We hope somebody else get in trouble so we can keep having these conversations.
You know what? Watch this. This is my suggestion to you guys, and we'll let the people decide. If the people message you guys about cases that they want to hear about and they want to know about, they message you guys call me and we'll come and we'll talk about it.
For sure.
We'll talk about those cases, whether it's civil in nature, whether it's a case over money, or all civil cases are cases over money.
Right.
But, if it's a business to business, if they want to know what's going on with that, if they want to know about the lawsuits dealing with the president or the lawsuits dealing with immigration, we could talk about all of that. So
what I'd like to discuss next time, I want to see it unfold a little more, this DDG and this Holly Bailey situation. And how they we gonna hope, man. We gonna let it unfold a little more.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we all discussed it.
Jeff, if it's rap, you can say what you want to say. Let them be. First Amendment, Second Amendment.
Have you heard some of these?
With that being said,
they kidnapped Drake.
Look, let's just be honest. there is music out there with great beats that we've listened to, and we get into the flow of the beat, and then we get to going with the lyrics, and then we get to a point where it's like, hey, what did he just say?
Yep.
What did she just say?
If Biggie would have sued Tupac over, hit him up,
He
you would have
would've-
looked at Biggie like a straight.
No, he would have lost because I guarantee you, Tupac with his devious self probably had video or some kind of witness that would have testified to the fact, and they would have called her up.
Call her to the stand.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. So, nah, bruh. I know you keep going back to the hit him up, but he hit him up.
He did hit him up.
Or he said he hit him up. I don't know.
Right.
Allegedly. Allegedly he hit him up. I wasn't there.
And that being said, Larry Taylor, the real life lawyer,
Yeah.
you are, and always will be, a real life street star.
Oh, one more thing. We got a winner.
Oh, we got a winner.
The $500 contest.
Who was it?
I can't tell you now.
Oh.
You gotta catch me Friday. So I'll make a video, post. So make sure you check out Real Life Street Stars on Friday. Make sure you go to Real Life Lawyer on Instagram. And you go to the Taylor Made Conversations on YouTube. The announcement will be made on Friday.
Let's go.
So watch for the countdown.
And we out.
And we out.